Hello class, I am Melanie Parkinson and I will be discussing the article, A Critical Review of Race and Ethnicity in the Leadership Literature, Surfacing Context, Power, and the Collective Dimensions of Leadership by Sonia Ospina and Erica Foldy. In the article it states, race continues to create a fundamental fault line in the U.S. Indeed, as Omni and Winant in 1994 suggest, social actors are inserted in a structure permeated with racial meanings that affect how we comprehend, explain, and act in the world. And race is classified mainly by a person's physical traits, while ethnicity is classified more by a person's customs and traditions. And so a single reference that they use throughout the article is to describe both identities is race ethnicity. And all of Ospina and Foldy's research findings, they were able to categorize into three different categories and questions. And those are: one, how does race ethnicity affect perceptions of leadership? Two, how does race ethnicity affect the ways leadership is enacted? And three, how do leaders and/or followers grapple with the social reality of race ethnicity? So the first question, how does race ethnicity of leaders, followers, or both affect perceptions of leadership? This explores how race ethnicity of the leader impacts the way he or she is viewed by followers, and or how the race ethnicity of even the followers or the general audience impacts their view of the leader given his or her race ethnicity. And number two, how does race ethnicity affect the ways leadership is enacted? This is emphasizing its impact on preferences, styles, and behaviors. And unlike the first category, here the focus is on the leader and not as much on the followers. And the article highlights the importance of studying leaders who come from various cultures and who have had different life experiences. These cultures can shape leadership style, and some argue that minority leadership surfaces new approaches to leadership and offer additional tools in increased complexity and diversity. And the third one, how do leaders and our followers grapple with the social reality of race ethnicity? This is the understanding of how social actors, leaders, and/or followers handle the reality of race ethnicity as it manifests throughout their environment. And this category explains not only how leaders respond to an environment where race ethnicity is a foreign concept, but how they explicitly make it more noticeable as part of their leadership practice. It helps prove the theory that race can permeate organizations and leadership, even if it is not visible at times. And most studies in this category state that race ethnicity can mold the makeup of a person's thoughts and their relationships, but it is also intrinsically part of their collective identities and of the larger social structure and representations of the world within which the leadership emerges. The article also describes that these three questions can be arranged into three concentric circles. Each of these circles holds a set of beliefs that make them distinctive, while some of the beliefs of the first category still impact the second, and some of the first and even the second still impact the third, but they do share a common center. And due to internal variations within each of these categories, inside each larger circle are suggested subcategories that can be found. Yet studies within each of these circles are differentiated enough despite their commonalities. And Ospina and Foldy state, our review suggests that increased considerations of race ethnicity as a fluid social phenomenon guide the analyst to add texture and nuance to explorations of leadership in context. And I would just add that utilizing race ethnicity can give a significant impact to a company when it comes to diversity. So I have two questions for you. The first one is, when would it be inappropriate to highlight your race ethnicity in a leadership role? And two, have any of you had an experience where someone's race ethnicity leadership style created a positive new approach to a solution? And here are my references. Thank you. I look forward to seeing the conversations.